Hey guys, welcome to number 8 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and we're going to go straight into a game to kick off this episode, as it is a non-live episode. We're just going to be commentating over it, which is a bit of a shame because we have actually got some really nice fixtures in this episode. We've got a couple of cup games and some nice ones in the Premier League as well. So yeah, it gives me an opportunity to concentrate a little bit more on providing some better gameplay and hopefully some better goals. So looking at the Bolton lineup for today's game, obviously they hadn't done too well at the moment in real life. They have got Dean Moxey, Ben Amos and a few of the decent players in their team. And looking at our lineup, we've gone for our second team, obviously with Brignoli in goal, the Italian. Hopefully does a good job, and Shackle, Rawson, Christie, Thorne, Hendrick, Butterfield, Martin, Vyman and Russell, players that just really haven't played too many games. So we go into the first 5 minutes of the game here. Pratley, is he Brazilian or something? Like, that goal is incredible. I've never seen such a good goal, and he's like only, what, 67 rated, something like that. Yeah, he's touched it with one touch and then hit it on the second touch, and that's genuinely one of the best goals I've seen for a player of his ability. I'm quite surprised he put that in. So a few minutes later, I think about 5 minutes later, Jeff Hendrick picks the ball up here inside of the centre circle, brings it forwards, eventually gets into the box, and he does smash it into the back of the net to make it 1-1. A player that hasn't played too many games, obviously due to the fact we signed Michael Carrick, and at the moment we've really only got 2 central midfield positions, so he's not really had the most of opportunities. So it's nice to see him get a goal here, and he does actually give an assist there for Johnny Russell, who does put it into the back of the net there to make it 2-1 in the game. To get us into the lead just before half time was quite good. Then into the second half now, just after it, 49th minute, Vyman pretty much kills off the game there with the third goal to make it 3-1. And it was nice to see that we got the win away from home, obviously, and yeah, that's how it does end. It's good to see that our second team is doing quite well as well, because they're not going to have the most of games in the world, so as long as they do perform well when they get their opportunities, and that's good to see, obviously. So yeah, obviously we're through to the next round. It is only the Cat 1 Cup, so I'm not too bothered if we go out, but you know, it's nice to go through and keep your second team players happy. So going into our first game in the league now against Sunderland, a good way to kick it off, a nice easy game. Hopefully we can pick up the 3 points. That'll be something quite good to look forward to. So looking at our lineup for today's game, we've gone for our first team, obviously Ince, Johnny, Vardy spearheading the attack, Hughes and Carrick in the holding midfielder roles, and Sarabia in behind the striker. It is in the rain, and I'm never really that good, so obviously here's the Sunderland lineup. It's a pretty strong team, quite good defensively. Obviously there's like 10 men defending and then one up front in Braithwaite, and obviously Adam Johnson's playing, so that's something funny to look forward to. So unfortunately the game does end 0-0. I don't know what to do really when this does happen. I could have probably shown some of the shots on target, but at the end of the day, a point's a point. I'm not going to complain. We are a newly promoted team. Sunderland, they're quite a hard team, and as I did say, they had like, what, 10 men defending and one up front, so a little bit annoying. So we do go into our next game now against Aston Villa. Not the best of starts. We give away a penalty there in the first 30 minutes. Sinclair going down the middle, making it 1-0 in the game. A little bit annoying because we kind of do need to beat these kind of like Sunderland, Aston Villa kind of teams. But we do reply there. 12 minutes later, Sarabia put it into the back of the net to make it 1-1. A player that I thought would be a little bit better than what he's been so far. He's not quite hit the heights I'd hoped for, but there's still a lot of time left in the season. And as you can see there in the 75th minute of the match, Jamie Vardy, I think we brought him off the bench, I'm not too sure. Maybe we started with him. He's got tremendous stamina and does get on the end of that to make it 2-1. Unfortunately, last like 8 minutes of the match, Sinclair again doubling their goal amount and getting them a cheeky little point. So it's kind of crazy how different the real life and FIFA simulated kind of thing is, because on this career mode, Leicester have been relegated, but Aston Villa and Norwich, teams like that, they've still stayed in the Premier League. So kind of crazy, but you know, that's a game, and stuff like that does happen. So we're going to go into our next game against Norwich now. Not the hardest of games, it's probably one of the easiest, but so far we've only picked up points against Sunderland and Aston Villa, teams that we probably should be beating. So looking at their lineup, they've got Clint Dempsey up front, Jarvis on the left and Howson on the right, Naismith as well, Malumbu, Tete, Declan Rudd in goal, Martin Olsen, Marcus Olsen's brother. So maybe I should have played him for this game, but we do go into the lead there in the 37th minute of the match there. Dominguez, I believe it is, his first goal for the club. He hasn't actually got one for us yet, so he's actually been one of the better players in this team so far. In the Premier League, he's really helped us out defensively. Then we go into the 39th minute of the match here. Will Hughes cutting inside and finessing it into the back of the net. Will Hughes actually shooting and scoring. He really did well there to get the goal to make it 2-0 and to put us in a comfortable position going into the second half. But we do finish off the half not too well. 42nd minute, ball across the box, and I think it's Clint Dempsey there, who obviously is a new signing for them because I think he's in the MLS at the moment, I'm not too sure. Yeah, makes it 2-1. Then we go into the 75th minute of the match. Naismith, again, another new signing, makes it 2-2. And that's how the game ends, I think. And, yeah, you know, Norwich, Sunderland, Aston Villa, we've picked up 3 points from these 3 games, and we probably should be beating them. They were kind of lucky, 2 shots on target and 2 goals, but that sometimes does happen on FIFA and in real life. So, next game now against Liverpool, obviously a bigger game in this episode, and if we could pick up a point at Anfield, that would be nice. Obviously, we haven't done too well in this episode, so maybe a few more points would be better. I'm just going to try and mix it up a little bit due to the fact that we haven't been able to win in this episode so far. So, yeah, I thought I'd try Jordan Rhodes from the start and see how he does. So, looking at the Liverpool lineup for today's game, they've gone for a 4-3-3, Sturridge up front, and Luis Gustavo in the holding midfield role. Obviously, quite a good new signing for them, and Andre Wisdom in the right back position, obviously against his kind of former club. So we go into the first 17 minutes of the match here. What a terrific volley from Jordan Rhodes. Obviously, he hasn't started too many games so far. So, yeah, hopefully with that goal against Liverpool, a big goal in a big game, that'll give him a bit of confidence. So we go into the second half here. Daniel Sturridge gets the chip through ball, control, volley, goal. Not really much I could do about that. Maybe I could have been in a better position defensively. But yeah, that's Daniel Sturridge for you. He's going to get a goal. And a point against Liverpool at Anfield, I'll probably take that. We haven't done too well in this episode, obviously only picking up points so far. Obviously we did win in the cup. But yeah, we're going to end off the episode here with this game against Wigan in the Capital One Cup. I was going to use another kit, but in the end I just go for the home kit, and obviously for this game we're going to be using the second team. Hopefully we can get a bit of a better result, as yeah, we really haven't done too well so far with our first team in this episode. Obviously we've only managed to pick up points, which is better than nothing, but looking at their lineup, they've actually gone for a 5 at the back, so it'll be quite interesting to see how they do defensively. Maybe they'll be a bit better than I think they've got Michael Jacobs, a former player of ours, and that Will Grigg up front apparently is really good. So into the first 2 minutes of the match here, ball into the back post, goes off the crossbar, ball back in, and Brignoli just does that. He pushes it into his own net. Not really the best of starts to this game. So we go into the 49th minute, early in the second half. Great ball into the box, and Will Grigg is there to double the lead for Wigan, but we do quickly reply. Bryson on the edge of the box smashes it into the back of the net. Another player like Jeff Hendrick, I think, scored in the first game of this episode. Yeah, another player, Craig Bryson. He really hasn't had too many games and too many opportunities. So yeah, 5 minutes later we concede that goal from Wigan. Another 5 minutes later we concede another, and yeah, we absolutely got smashed by Wigan. So, you know, that happens in football. I'm going to blame the weather because I really can't play in the rain. It's one of those things. Put me in any other weather, I would have won this game. But in the rain, we're going to win. But at least it gives us an opportunity to concentrate on the league a bit more. Obviously, we're in a pretty good position, only 2 points out of the top 4. So if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.